The internet barely had time to blink before this entire situation spiraled into one of the messiest, most unexpected storylines of the year. Catherine suddenly revealed she's pregnant, shocking her entire fan base. But before people could even process her news, Austin jumped onto Livestream, inserted himself into the narrative, and turned her deeply personal moment into brand new drama. From the forced questions, to the strange timing, to the reactions pouring in across social platforms, nothing about this situation stayed peaceful for long. And as more details surfaced, fans realized this wasn't just a simple pregnancy announcement. It was the start of another explosive chapter between two people whose lives refused to stay separate. But to understand why the internet reacted the way it did, and why Austin's behavior set everyone off, we need to go back to where everything started. Catherine's quiet disappearance, her emotional reveal, and the roller coaster that followed. Catherine had been unusually silent online for weeks, which immediately raised questions among her fans. She's never been someone who disappears without explanation, so when she suddenly returned with a video filmed in a hotel bathroom overseas, the curiosity hit an all-time high. She told her followers she'd been in Doha, Qatar, feeling off, running to the bathroom 5 times the night before, and something in her gut just told her she needed to film herself taking a pregnancy test. Just in case. The rawness of that clip caught people off guard. She didn't glamorize anything. She didn't stage a perfect backdrop. It was just her, alone, recording something she said she would throw away if nothing happened. And then it did happen. She was pregnant, exactly 1 month to the day after her wedding. She couldn't even hide the shock in her voice as she tried to process everything at once. Happiness, confusion, disbelief, excitement, and a kind of overwhelmed joy she hadn't expected to feel at all. She kept repeating that she and Igor weren't trying, that she stopped birth control the day she walked down the aisle, and somehow everything lined up instantly. The moment she told her mom only made the reveal even more emotional. Her mom looked just as stunned, asking over and over again how this could be possible so soon. The clip went viral because it felt real. Not curated, not planned, not produced. Just a woman finding out her life was about to change in a moment she didn't expect. But while Catherine was sharing her joy, someone else was already preparing to take center stage. The calmness around Catherine's new chapter only grew when Igor posted his own message. His reaction stood out because it was simple, genuine, and deeply heartfelt. He wrote about how he'd always dreamed of becoming a father, how meeting Catherine showed him what love and stability truly looked like, and how excited he was to finally build the family he had always wanted. It was a stark contrast to the chaos of Catherine's past relationships. Fans immediately noticed the difference. The tone felt healthy, supportive, human. There was no attempt to claim the moment, no dramatic statements, no performative sympathy, just love and excitement. Catherine herself kept posting little updates, meals Igor made her early pregnancy cravings, and the softness of this new phase. Her community rallied behind her, celebrating the peace she finally seemed to have. But not everyone treated the moment with the same softness. Hours after Catherine's announcement, Austin posted the exact photo of her holding the positive pregnancy test, the same one she shared with the world, as the main image on his Snapchat story. And instantly, people were thrown into confusion. At first, viewers genuinely thought he had dug up old photos from their marriage and was using them as clickbait. It wasn't an unreasonable concern. Austin and his brother have a long history of using shock pregnancy content to pull views. People still remember Landon posting old images of Shyla in the hospital to stir up attention. So when Austin posted Catherine's intimate moment to his own page, many fans assumed the worst. Then it became clear he had taken the photo directly from Igor's Instagram, and that raised even more questions. Why was he posting it at all? Why insert himself into something that had nothing to do with him anymore? Why choose the exact picture Catherine and Igor used to share their news? Even people who normally defend him felt this crossed a line. It felt territorial. It felt unnecessary. It felt like another moment where he used Catherine's life to spark curiosity around his own platform. And things only got stranger when Austin suddenly appeared on a live stream. On the exact same day Catherine shared her pregnancy, Austin went live in a big collab with Shotty Bay. And somehow, completely coincidentally according to him, She asked him the most on-the-nose question imaginable. How do you feel about your baby mama having a kid? The entire internet watched that clip and agreed on one thing. Something about it felt staged. Shotty Bay looked uncomfortable, laughing nervously, stumbling over her words like she was reading a cue card she didn't want to hold. Viewers felt like this wasn't a question she naturally wanted to ask. It was a moment designed to force a reaction, to get a clip circulating, to attach his name to Catherine's announcement. Austin tried dodging at first, pushing the question aside, blaming the timing on their workout routine. But the awkwardness was already there. The chat exploded. People clipped the moment instantly. The phrase scripted trended in comment sections. It was the perfect storm of timing, attention, and old patterns. And whether Austin planned it or not, it absolutely shifted the spotlight back onto him. But Austin wasn't done talking. He still had more to say once he went live again. Later in the stream, Austin came back to address the elephant in the room. He congratulated Catherine and Igor, claimed he was happy for them, and said he hoped people would let them both live separate lives without dragging each other back into drama. But the internet wasn't focused on his words. They were focused on his hands. The clapping. Every 5 seconds. Clap, clap, clap. Viewers couldn't unhear it, and suddenly, the moment became a meme. People joked that the clapping was his coping mechanism, his way of holding his emotions together, his nervous tick kicking into overdrive. Others pointed out that it didn't match the tone of what he was saying at all. It sounded upbeat while his words sounded tense. And the bigger issue? He said he didn't want to talk about Catherine anymore, while talking about Catherine. Again, on a live stream, in front of tens of thousands of people. Fans quickly pointed out the contradiction. If he truly wanted privacy, he would stop addressing her altogether. But viewers weren't buying it, and they had receipts to prove why. Over the years, fans have noticed a recurring pattern. Whenever Catherine has a big moment, Austin finds a way to insert himself into the narrative. Supporters argue that people ask him questions, but the truth is simple. He answers them. He encourages the conversation. He opens the door every time. Meanwhile, Catherine never speaks on his life. She never mentions his relationships, his breakups, or his scandals. She never publicly reacts to anything involving him, and because of that boundary, her followers never ask her. But Austin? He gives commentary constantly. Just a few months ago, he even asked his daughter on camera how she would feel if he and Catherine ever had another baby, despite Catherine being in a new marriage. The clip caused instant backlash. Viewers called it inappropriate, uncomfortable, and disrespectful to Catherine and Igor. Fans have reached the point where they aren't confused anymore. They're calling it a pattern of behavior. A refusal to let go. A refusal to establish boundaries. A refusal to move on in a clean and respectful way. And while Austin kept inserting himself, Catherine was focused on something else entirely. While all of this was unfolding online, Catherine stayed in her own bubble of happiness. She kept posting updates about her pregnancy, sharing her excitement, and celebrating the love and stability she finally seemed to have. Fans noticed that she didn't throw shade, didn't respond to anything Austin said, and didn't let the noise distract from her moment. People praised the difference between their reactions, one side bringing peace, the other side stirring conversation. The contrast became impossible to ignore. One person looked like they were healing, the other looked like they were holding on to something that ended a long time ago. For many viewers, this pregnancy symbolized a new beginning for Catherine, a chapter where she finally gets the calmness and respect she didn't have before. But the bigger question remains, why does this pattern keep repeating? At the heart of this story is a woman starting a new chapter, a man still publicly entangled in the past, and an audience watching two very different paths unfold. Catherine's pregnancy announcement was supposed to be a joyful moment, and it still is. But the layers of reactions, commentary, and old dynamics turned it into something much bigger. Fans are left wondering whether Austin will ever fully separate his life from Catherine's, whether he will stop reacting every time she breathes online, and whether he truly understands the boundaries she quietly maintains. But one thing is crystal clear. Catherine is moving forward, and her supporters are following her lead. Where Austin goes from here, and how he handles Catherine's new life, is a story the internet will continue to watch closely. But for now, this moment belongs to her. A new baby, a new chapter, and a new sense of joy that finally feels earned. And as always, the comment section is divided. Some sympathetic, some frustrated, and others simply tired. But everyone agrees on one thing. This situation is far from over. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next upload. And don't forget to drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments. It helps the channel grow and lets me know what stories you want covered next.